Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. Today we are doing a book video.
Yay!
Starting off with what we're currently reading. I am reading this book. So this is the complete edition of the Books of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, or Gun, however you say your name. Very pretty edition. It is rather on the hefty side.
It's massive.
You can see I haven't gotten far. I'm in the middle of chapter 5 of A Wizard of Earthsea, and we are quite enjoying it. It's really interesting hearing the story from a different point, because we've watched the film many times, and that's what got us interested in the book. But of course, A Wizard of Earthsea is way in the past compared to that. So that's interesting. Next, my other big current read is Mysterious Benedict Society and the Perilous Journey by Trenton Lee Stewart. There's the front. It's quite nice. And there's the back if you want to read that. There are headers. So here's a header, which is quite interesting. There aren't any other pictures apart from headers. They're all different. And they usually go along with what's going on in the chapter.
And I'm reading Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. And I have gotten quite far.
Yeah. And that's a library book.
Yes.
We've got a couple of library books to show today. But that's the only current read. Next are my two current shorter reads. I have The Old Man Who Sneezed and Other Stories by Dorothy Edwards. You might want to have a look at that. Right. And then the other one is The Mysteries of Zigmar. And this is by Alan Alfberg. There's plenty of pictures in this one, in between the writing. So there's plenty for you to see there. Quite a good story. Well, collection of short stories. You know what I mean. Moving on and starting off with Harry and the Beast of Bodmin. We're going to talk about the books that we have read recently. You got to hear this one. We both quite liked it. It is part of a series. This one, it's basically about a family who go on holiday to Bodmin. And their dog, Harvey, meets the Beast of Bodmin. And they have to kind of solve the mystery, and it turns out to be a creature that's meant to be in a cage. But I won't spoil it more for you. There is some about it on the back. And this is by Terence Dix. So that's that one. Now I also showed in the books I'm currently reading the second one to this series. So this is the Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. There's a bit on the back if you want to look at it. And there's headers in this one as well. Usually something to do with the chapter. The basics of this is it's about 4 children that get brought together via a test, and they then are going on a mission, and they go to an island, and they kind of just have to like save everyone.
Sounds quite cool. My one is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, which, compared to the movie, it's got quite a few differences. First of all, he's not fighting his friend at the end.
Mm.
He gets stabbed by the scorpion, but he doesn't fight him.
Any pictures? No?
No, completely
Just
plain.
words. Who's it by?
Rick Riordan.
Next, I have the second one in the Deptford Mice series. This is the Crystal Prison. Really enjoyed this book. It kind of continues on from where the other one left off, but it's a while later, and they go on a bit of an adventure and end up with the field mice. Some of them, not all of the mice. There's only a few that go. But it's quite interesting. I really enjoyed it. There's a bit about it on the back. Still haven't found the last one to that series. And lastly, I have Watership Down, which I just finished, which is by Richard Adams, and I really, really loved this book. I remember watching the film when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it then. And the book, there wasn't really any differences between this and the film, the old film. Other than this is a little bit longer, but I like both, and I will quite happily watch the film again. We actually watched it the other night there, after I'd finished reading this, because that's what I wanted to do. And we're going to also show our flat books that we've finished. First, I have Fox in Socks by Dr. Seuss, which is hilarious, I will say. You liked it.
Mm-hmm. It was quite fun.
So that's that one.
Next we have The Treasure of the Loch Ness Monster by Larry Don. Maradon. And the pictures are gorgeous.
There you go. You want to show another page? Yep.
It is really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed
That's
the
one
story.
of the library books.
And next we have Thistle Street by Mike Mickelson.
It says,
And Claire K. Pictures are quite nice. I quite enjoyed the story.
Next, I have this one. This one is Margaret Fountain. And so it's all about this mouse here. This mouse that really likes her. And this not very pleasant rat who wants the fountain. There's a bit about it there. It's quite good, and I like the artwork. I was drawn to it because it reminded me of this is Brisby or Frisbee, depending on whether you've watched the film or read the book or both. And the Rats of Nim, and just other books with mice in them.
Yeah. Next we have a 10-minute to bed one. This one's Little Mermaid by
Rihanna Fielding
and Chris Chatterton. quite cute. And next we have Flora and Nora, Hunt for Treasure by Kim Hilliard. Pictures are quite cute.
Yeah. And I have Up with the Birds, which is John Yemen and Quentin Blake. I really enjoyed that.
It's quite funny. Next we have Me Granny's Magic Bag by Elizabeth Mickey
Nikki, yeah.
and Maria Bogold.
I would say she's maybe the illustrator.
Yeah. Which the illustrations are really pretty.
Next, I have this one, which is Nonsense Nursery Rhymes. And it was quite funny. It goes in alphabetical order. And that is by Richard Edwards.
Next, I have Sky the Puffling by Lynn Richards and John Mitchell. Pictures are quite lovely. And next is Percy's Friend, the Badger by Nick Butterworth.
The illustrations in there are always lovely.
Yeah. Here's a funny picture.
Next, I have the Story of the Dancing Frog by Quentin Blake. This was very good. The brief rundown of this story would be she was married to a sailor. He died. She was feeling very upset, didn't want to keep going. Then she saw a dancing frog and went on a bit of an adventure of being with the frog and taking it to work on stage. And then it ends with her being in a little house in South France somewhere and just enjoying herself. The whole story is told by a relative to a much younger relative, and she says at the end that they're probably dead now. So that's the story.
Next we have Just Like Floss by Kim Lewis, which we have quite a few of her books. And the pictures are gorgeous. And next we have Bee and Brodie's Magical Journey by...
It might be in the front page. There. Featuring the art of Heather McLennan and the words of Susan Cohen.
Cool. The pictures are quite nice.
Yeah.
There's quite a few places that don't really go
She
smoothly
felt it
together.
was a little bit too much trying to squeeze into one book because they go from place to place to place and there's no travel in between the places.
No, just here's the place.
Yeah.
Next page you're in a totally different area.
Next, I have one of the library books. This is Russell Hoban and Quentin Blake, and this is Rosie's Magic Horse. And this horse is made out of popsicle sticks. It's quite the story.
It's hilarious. Next we have The Glass Heart by Sally Gardner.
And the illustrations in this one are quite nice too.
Yeah.
What's the next one you've got?
Hamish McHaggis and the
Skirmish.
at Stanley by Linda
Strachan and Sally J. Collins.
and the pictures are gorgeous.
Next I have Jim and Quentin Blake, The Bears Water Picnic. They have a picnic on a raft, as you do. I liked it, it was funny.
And next we have Noddy.
Yep. And The Pouring Rain. I used to really like Noddy. You used to like Noddy.
I used to. It's a very short story.
Yeah.
It's easy to read alone.
Moving on to the books we have gotten recently. I did make a disclaimer recently in a different video about the fact that although we say recently, it's not always recent. Also, 90% of our books are secondhand,
Yeah.
so there's that as well. I'm going to start off with this, which is by Henrietta Brandford. Fire, Bed and Bone. It just caught my eye and looked interesting. Yeah, I can't really say anything more than that. I haven't read it yet. I also have this book, which is The Toby Man by Dick King Smith, which I'm sure we've got a few books by that person.
I think so.
The artwork looks nice. There's a bit about it there if you want to pause and read.
Next I have a whole series. The Wind Singer, Slaves of the Mastery, and Fire Song.
And they're all by
William
Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Look nice.
Mm.
Next I have another Mysterious Benedict Society book. This one is The Prisoner's Dilemma, and it's obviously by the same person, which is Trenton Lee Stewart. This is book 3. I am currently on book 2, so obviously I will read this eventually.
Next we have Cogheart, which is the first one in a series by Peter Bunzel.
Oh.
Interesting name. There's a couple of interesting pieces. We've got chapter heads.
Headers.
You can pause and read if you want.
Next, I have this book, which is by Emma Carroll, and it's Letters from the Lighthouse. And it's a wartime book. There aren't really any pictures in here other than a little bit like this. There's a bit about on the back. Again, if you want to pause and read.
Next we have The Kane Chronicles, The Serpent's Shadow by Nick Riordan, which is the last one in the series. Same person who did Percy Jackson. And I don't think there's any pictures. Oh, there's kind of pictures here.
A little bit.
Little bits in there.
Next, I have another book by Robin Jarvis. I've been quite enjoying his books lately. This is The Woven Path, and it's Tales from the Ruhr Museum. There's a bit about it on the back there. And there are a few pictures in here occasionally. There's one. Don't know what it's going to be like. I haven't read anything from this series yet.
Next.
And now we're going to show the flat books. Do I love a good flat book? This is When Jessie Came Across the Sea. It's by Amy Hest. And it looks like it's going to be an interesting read. Plenty of illustrations. And there's a bit about it on the back if you want to pause and read that. I'm looking forward to this one.
Next we have One Special Day, which there's fuzz here. It's quite cool.
It's a textured book.
Yeah. Pictures are really cute.
Yeah.
We have quite a few of these ones now.
Here's that one by.
Oh. And Christina Butler.
Then I have this one. So this is The Ink Garden of Brother Theophan. I think that's how you say it anyway. So it's about some monks. But what got my attention is it's about the ink they used and stuff. And like making it. I thought that would be quite cool. And it does have some really nice illustrations. So there's that book. I think it's it's C.M. Millen that wrote it. So there you go.
Next we have Norman, the slug with the silly shell. The stories are quite funny.
And it's by
Sue Hendra.
Next I have this one. This one is Eunice Peter Says the Whale by Christopher Rush. And the artwork looks lovely and it does look like an interesting story. I don't know, but I think at least the illustrator is either the same or similar as Katie Morag. Doesn't that look similar to you?
Yeah, it does. Next we have The Sea Unicorn of Mull by Jennifer T. Doherty.
Dorothy? Yeah, something like that. This has got a kind of watercolour style art.
Pictures are gorgeous.
That should be an interesting story. Then I have this one. This is Mr. Topsy Turvy, The Round Way Wrong. And it's by Roger Hargreaves. Although this particular one is written by Adam Hargreaves, which is son, if I remember right. But looks quite good.
Next we have another Hamish Machaggis and The Great Glasgow Treasure Hunt by Linda
Strachan.
And pictures are so pretty.
And I have this one. This is One Rainy Day by Christina Butler. So, same as the ones Cecile showed already. This one is all about a rainy day, and it's got a little bit of sparkle wherever the umbrella is. It also does feel a little bit different to the rest of the page.
Next we have Say Cheese, a Charlie and Lola one by Lauren Child. Used to watch this quite a bit.
And then I have this book here, which is Captain Slaughterboard Drops Anchor. And it's by Marvin Peake. And here's some of the artwork. The back.
Next we have a My Little Pony one. Good Night Baby Flowery Heart by Michelle Foggio. Interesting name. Pictures are quite nice.
So we hope you enjoyed the video. Today's thing is my favourite book this time that I finished is being Watership Down.
And mine is Percy Jackson.
Yeah. And we would like to know what one of your favourite books has been that you have read recently. Or if you like either of the two we said were our favourites. So remember and like, comment, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications every time we put up a video.